I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war.
Well, hello.
We're back.
We are back.
We are back.
I was thinking, how do I bring us in on this one? Like, I got to get more creative. Anyways, all right, guys, welcome everybody to, this is number 15, I think.
This is number 15?
I think 15.
Wow.
Damn.
It's actually moving, huh?
You guys are moving quick.
Yeah. No.
Ooh. No. Whoa.
There we go.
Okay.
He always changes it on me. He changes the things. That was a good one. That clip was a good one.
That was good.
Yeah.
You didn't hear that one, right? So in one of the last podcasts, I was like, we had Justin on, nutritionist. Yeah. He's like a hormone specialist too. We were talking about TRT, which is like testosterone replacement therapy. And as you get older, your testosterone goes down. Yeah. You want more, right? So you take it as whatever. And so we were talking about my experience with it because I started it. And I told Alan, I said, hey, do you know what my wife thinks? You know how I said, you know what my wife says when I'm on testosterone? And then I went.
And then I went, oh my God.
It was so funny. I think we got some backlash too.
Off of that?
Yeah. Because again, we're in such a conservative industry, right? A lot of people are very conservative in real estate. They don't want to push the boundaries. Like they don't do that. So
and that's pretty much all we do.
Yeah.
There's like a gray area.
We get to that line.
Know?
We don't cross the line,
Yeah.
but we get pretty damn close to it, though.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. But what these older brokerages don't realize, and these older companies who run these brokerages that make those rules and conduct and stuff like that, which is of course good, right? But I'm just referring to how they try to mold you in every, try to fit you in the box, right? And we can't fit in a box. There's no box. That's how we look at it, right? There's no such thing as a box.
Yep.
And the industry I left was the hair industry, and the marketing advertising is very sexualized. You know, it's very like risque and it's
provocative.
Like, provocative and stuff. Yeah. And when I looked at Alan's industry when I was in the hair industry, I was always like, there's not like nothing sexy about real estate. You can have a girl with big boobs and a nice butt taking a photo in a suit.
Yeah.
Like a women's suit.
Yeah.
It's like, that's professional. And yeah, she's a beautiful girl, right? Let's be honest. And that's such an old way of advertising and marketing, right? Like, that's such an old way. And then I feel like a lot of them don't know where to go after that, right? Because they have to be so conservative in business, right? Otherwise, people think you're not professional.
Well, also, I feel like even if you're a female in this industry and if you have the body, absolutely, you can play off of that. You can play off of that for as long as that is. However, if you're not a good salesperson, you're not going to do well because you need your sales skills to kick in, or that body isn't going to do.
It's only going to take you so far.
Yeah, it's only going to take you so far.
Yeah, it's only going to take you so far. Yeah,
well, yeah. On top of the body, you got to know your shit.
Absolutely.
You know, on top of that, like you have to know your shit, because if you don't, you know, like first impressions are everything. But right when you open your mouth, and the client is like, "Oh, what the hell? You should have never even talked." They're not going to feel confident to go with you. So you have to know both.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I was referring more to the company's branding guidelines, you know, like what you can and can't do, what you can and can't say, because you could be a bad reputation of the brand, right?
True.
So that's why I think we've been like, people are not commenting, but I've been told from people that I know, like, oh, that's a little bit too much. And I'm like, really? It's girl moaning? Come on. It's not that bad. I mean, let's be honest. It's real, right? Anyways, I was just speaking to that level because I see it. And again, I'm a little crazier, right? Because I come from that industry. But when I came here, I realized that, man, everybody's like they look the same.
Yeah.
They kind of dress the same. They act the same. Like, same haircuts, like everywhere. It's just so funny, right? I told you, I would talk to Alan and I would see top producing agents that we knew. And I would look at their business card and I'd be like, that guy looks like a real estate agent. He just has the look. Looks exactly like what I would picture a real estate agent to look like, right? So you have this idea of what that person looks like.
You know, I think I have a different experience because when I started over at Keller Williams, I feel like a lot of the people that I was surrounded by, even top producers, they had a sleeve, like color tattoos, right? They had, piercings in their face. When I started, I had my septum in. Like it was like more of that vibe, and it might have been just because we were in like the Sugar House location. But I think as time goes on, you're definitely going to develop your clientele, whoever they are.
Yes, that's
right?
so true. That's exactly that's why we love you here. Okay. No, because she said exactly what I'm trying to get at. Is like, you don't have to look a certain way in order to be successful. Like your people are going to find you eventually over time. You just need to be consistent. And so I think because people don't know that yet, or they don't believe in that, or they haven't seen it or experienced it, they go down that same path. And it's such a boring, it's not exciting.
Just think about it. If you have a sleeve, that's fine. You can have that, right? Your people, say for instance, your tattoo artist also needs a home. Yeah. Like you can market to those type of people that are going to be okay with it.
Well, the reality is people want to work with people that they want to work they want to actually work with, and vice versa. I want to work with people who want to work with me, and vice versa. It's extremely important, So if you're a tattoo artist, attract them. If you speak a different language, target that, whatever it might be.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true, and I'm happy that we see that, and I feel like we attract those types of agents, who have their own clientele, specific clientele, and we haven't, as a team, looked down on that. We haven't treated them differently. We haven't talked to them about, oh, you shouldn't do that. You should focus on this, because we've been told that too. Like, you guys need to focus on this kind of a buyer or seller. And I'm like, well, we have people on the team who do. That doesn't mean I have to. That doesn't mean Alan has to conform and all of a sudden he speaks Spanish and has to go up to Spanish clients. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just so welcoming, right? Like, and that's the idea that Alan and I are, bouncing back and forth when it comes to the future of the company and where we're going to go. You know what I mean? But it just attracts, I feel like, agents like you. You know what I mean? Open-minded, know what they're doing, very professional, right? They know how to brand and market. You have people asking you, how do I do this? How do I do that? When it comes to branding and marketing and advertising, right? Yeah.
I just go. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I'm just doing me. And I think that's the biggest thing is like, I don't think too much about it. People are like, what do I post about? I just post about my day, and I think that's helped me in a lot of ways because whether it's, a cup of coffee in the morning, like it's engagement. I'm just posting because this is what I want to post about,
Well, in today's time, in today's day, today's day.
Today.
Yeah, today's day.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, today's
That's
day.
what I would say.
Today, in this moment of time.
In this moment of time. Went way over my head. I lost my train of thought.
No, but you're right. I know where you're going.
Yeah.
I knew where you're going because, in this day and time, like, hey, people are, I guess what you would say is, and I was lucky enough where I didn't have to grow up in an environment where I had parents who were forcing a specific lifestyle or way of life on me, right? They let me just do my own thing.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Very similar to some of these places are, right? Some of these companies are that we talk about, these brokerages.
Weird.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I do like that. I think we were on the same train of thought.
Yeah.
When you mentioned, what did you mention again?
In this day and age, you're just posting about what you post about. I think people overcomplicate this situation.
This makes so much sense if people know, but they don't know. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
People just at this point just post. I don't think
you just got to do it.
Yeah, don't overcomplicate it. Don't think about it.
Well, that's getting back to the original point. Was they thinking they have to post a certain way and a specific?
They don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah, they don't want to offend anybody. They don't want to be themselves. They don't want to come on already. It's this day and age. It's 2021. Come on.
People are gonna work with you regardless.
Yeah.
Whether or not you post about your coffee or your gym selfie, people will work with you regardless. You also have a life outside of real estate. So I think people forget that where they're like, oh, I can't post my life. I can't post me drinking. Well, come on. You also need to have fun. Yeah. You're in real estate. You have to drink.
And be you. Be authentic to who you are. Don't hide who you are. Yeah. And then pretend to be somebody you're not online. Mm-hmm. Come on now. You can see and read through all that bullshit at the end of the day.
That's so funny.
Come on now. Be original. Be you.
Social media is so fucking hilarious, right?
Well, everyone becomes a character.
Uh-huh.
It's like Sims. Everybody's creating their own character. That they
Ooh,
wanna
I love Sims.
Ooh, you do?
Yeah, I did. I was like, ooh, I want to create this house, right? It was
I love
it was
that
a
game,
yeah.
too.
yeah.
Yeah, when we were kids, I liked that game.
Yeah.
I never got into
Build
it.
your own little
You
city.
didn't?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was too busy playing what?
I
Crash
didn't even
Bandicoot?
have.
Oh, Crash Bandicoot
Oh,
was
that's a
such a
good
fun
one, too.
game.
Crash?
Yeah.
I didn't have a console. I didn't have a TV to play the game out of. I would go to my friend's house and
Yeah.
play it over there. So I got access when I had access, you know. But no, dude, I like you were saying the branding thing, social media. It's so funny because there's always something new coming out all the time. There's so many fucking scammers on there. I was telling you outside how funny this is. Like, and that's what I like to tell people to see if they're getting the same type of followers and requests.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I want to make sure, am I doing something wrong? Why am I only attracting scammers? Like, I feel like everyone that hits me up is a scammer, friend request.
Well, I think I get everything. Yeah. You know, I get people hitting on me. I get people that want to sell me something. I get promotions. People want me to promote their items. And I think because I do have a following and I'm consistently posting, people reach out to me. But at the same time, it's just like, do I want my brand that I built that has taken me so long to build to even go that route? I'm like, I don't even want to waste my time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it can be risky.
Yeah, like actually I had a company reach out to me last week that wanted me to promote for them, but I just didn't, if you don't align with it, it's too risky for you. Like, it's all the benefit for the company, but nothing for you. If it makes sense for everybody, then yeah, all day long. If you're in alignment with that product, I'll promote all day long. Like JFord.
Oh, of course.
All
Come
day
on.
long. Like
JFord.
Come on now, like all day long. No brainer.
Yeah.
JFord, coming out of Nordstrom near you
Ooh,
real soon.
I like it.
It's happening. You're
yes.
right. What was the date again?
Thanks for putting me on the spot. I'm trying to put it out there.
I'm trying to make it happen, though.
I know, right?
Put it out there.
Nordstrom's, please.
Yeah.
Let me know.
There we go. Look at her product line, JFord.com, right?
Yeah.
Or JFordcollection.
JFordcollection.com.
There we go. It's a good one. It's a good name. But going back to the scammer thing, I want to hit on this because it's pretty funny. I want to tell you the story. So I like to engage with them. And
Oh, you do?
I like to, let's find out their pitch, right? Let's see how far I can take them, right? Before, to the finish line and not go past it, right? And I get them pretty far. And then one guy actually called me, like he agreed to call me. Because I would say, call me on FaceTime. I want to see if this is you, Or I'm ready. Yeah, call me on FaceTime. We'll talk right now. And this guy did. It was so fucking crazy. So he called me and I'm like, oh shit, he's actually calling me. Like, let's see who's on the other side, right? So I hit accept and he had his finger over the camera, but he didn't have it over the camera enough to cover the whole lens. Like, I think he had his finger at the top of the camera. So I got to see where he lived. Yeah, it wasn't the lady on the other end, obviously, right? This lady's trying to sell me something. It's not like that, okay? It's like some girl I'm trying to hit up. No, but I saw where it was a straight up village. It looked like a fucking African village in the middle of nowhere. Like, it was so weird. I saw the bottom half of a doorway. I saw all the dirt floors, and I saw garbage piles. And he passed it, and it was really bright. Like, you could see, like,
Wow.
the sun was beating down the dirt. And he was, like, fumbling around. I think he was trying to find out how to switch the camera. And then he hung up. And I was like, no way. So I called back and he didn't answer. But I'm like, this guy fucked up and he couldn't even put his finger over the camera. Like,
I mean, props to him for hustling. Like, come on. Like, you got to give him some credit.
Honestly, I respect it.
I respect people who hustle. Absolutely. I get calls and sometimes I'm like, okay, let's hear your pitch, right? If they're selling me something.
I had it happen a couple of weeks ago, actually. This kid that hits me up online, I think Ashish, he has a family. I think he mentioned it was in Nepal. I could be wrong. But he would just engage, love this, love that, comment, everything. And then
he was grooming Alan.
Grooming.
He was.
No, but I respected it. Kid is 18 years old. Respect. Came here from.
He's here now?
I haven't even met him yet.
Oh, is he here in Utah?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure though.
But the dude.
But no, I don't think he is that. I don't even know actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, long story short, I respected the hustle that when he reached out, and then he eventually reached out with a bunch of photos of like they were building a home. I think it was Nepal, but I could be wrong. And just show me the way they're living over there and everything. And I felt so bad. I'm like, dude, I'm more than happy to help. And then when it came time for the donations, I sent him a few $100. I didn't even know could have been a scammer. Yeah, it could have. But we hit it off really, really good. He even called me on the phone. We actually had good conversation. We actually talked.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, dude, my heart like is telling me to help.
Well, and I think even when it comes to that, if you're donating, I think if your intentions on donating because your intentions were pure, I think that's all that matters. What they do with the money, if it's real, like your intentions are pure.
Yeah. I like to think I have a lot of street smarts, so I'm skeptical of everybody, right? So Alan, you got scammed, by the way.
Actually, no. This one here, I did not. I talked to the kid last week.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we're good. And I felt good about it.
No, I'm not saying that you did the wrong thing. Definitely not.
I did get scammed like 2 months ago, though.
Yeah, but you can get scammed we can get scammed very easily, right? And so I'm very like skeptical of that. Like anybody tells me a sad story, like, come on.
And I get it because I came from that.
Yeah,
that's why
I came from that shit too. And I did do the nonprofit stuff that we started, the Haircuts for Hope. We did a lot of work with the homeless community. We learned a lot about that. I got to see how they live. I got to see a lot of it was by choice, just from my experience. And I think about
and then you have
people
on top
in these
of that
other countries.
Well, sorry, going back to what you mentioned about the Haircuts for Hope. Don't forget about our former jazz player Gordon Hayward there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a girl.
We'll go into that.
I'm a girl.
Okay. Off topic.
But what I'm going into is just the how you hustle to get out of that situation, right? Some people choose to scam, right? And then if you're here in the U.S., there's so many opportunities. I mean, come on, right? But if you're in a country like that, how many opportunities do you really have? And I think that's what you're trying to get at. Like, cool, at least they're hustling, right? Trying to feed their family. But again, like, that shit is fucked up how they're doing it because they really do destroy a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for me, like I have maximum friends on Facebook, which is like 5,000 friends, right? And I mean, I went through this phase.
No wonder. Hey, I don't even think we're friends on Facebook, are we?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, damn, she couldn't even fit me in that 5,000.
But I went through this phase where I was like, I'm just gonna accept everyone, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna add whoever. And so now I have all of these messages from people that are in Africa and in, different parts of the world that are asking for a wife. And I think
and Jen is available.
I mean, listen,
what's your price tag?
No, that's not the point here. The point is people are going to hustle in their own way, No. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I know. But going back to the opportunities, you got
to do what you got to do.
Though. If you're in a country, it's like, I mean, if you came from a country that would shit hit the fan, and you guys had to come here, I'm sure you could have. I mean, and I know people actually from Bosnia who said it. I think you might know them too.
Who?
Back in the day, they used to run like phone card scams.
Phone card?
I can't remember how they set it up, but they would run some kind of phone numbers. They would call you, and the longer you stayed on, you were able to tax them. It was some weird scam back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
You heard about that?
Yeah, my parents used it for the longest time.
Yeah, so it's some scam. Anyways,
there
was a lot of weird scams like that.
Fast forward, 20 years later, I finally find out.
Yeah, but
I just thought that's what they had to do to pay you. I mean, to call over there.
Yeah, there was some scams going on over there about that. I'm just saying, I've never been in a foreign country. You have. I've never been there where I was stuck and I had no other option. I think sometimes maybe I would even fall in that category. I'm just saying, you never know, right? If you got to feed your family, there's nothing available, and somebody introduces you, hey, you can go on Facebook and act like you're a hot girl and get these
that's the
fucking
same thing
idiots
as
to contribute money to you. They do that shit all the time.
Yeah, but you have to do what you have to do. Like, when we were there, when the whole war broke out and everything, like nobody had a job or any money coming in or anything, parents would have to go to like other countries, nearby to Italy, for example, to literally buy clothing and then come back to Bosnia to be able to sell it at a profit. So they did that. Like both of my parents at an early age. I mean, when we were over there, I found out early on in my age. I'm like, damn, these two were just hustlers. Like,
yeah, see, they were the ones I'm talking. They're real entrepreneurs. That's what I'm talking about. It's people who don't. I mean, fuck. You hear the stories about the kids that like have nothing, live in a village. They have to wear their underwear to school. They don't have nothing to wear, right? And they end up figuring out a way to get out of there, coming to the U.S., killing it, bringing their family over. Like I've seen stories like that. It's like. Yeah, well, they figured it out.
Yeah, if you see an opportunity, go for it. I don't know why people get so caught up in thinking there's always going to be tomorrow or the next day.
But what do you guys think about today? Today in the U.S., there's tons of opportunities, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's it's a trend to be an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, oh my gosh, it's like you have the Forex traders, you have like you have the you have so many people wanting to be in like an entrepreneur, but it's more like they don't understand that there's a grind behind it. There's no sleeping. And
that's what we call a wantrepreneur.
Oh, that's right.
What did Gary Vee said? He said if you've been an entrepreneur for 5 years and you're not crushing it, you're not doing, you know what I mean? Like what you're doing, you're not crushing it. He's like, you're not an entrepreneur. Like you
plain and simple
suck. He's like, you fucking suck.
You suck.
That's what he says. You suck.
Yeah.
And I think like, damn, you know what? That's a good mentality to have because it eliminates for the people who really try, it eliminates failure as an option. You know what I mean? It really does take that out of the equation. If you really believe what he's saying, it really does take that out of the equation. And the real entrepreneurs, the real people who are
that is not even an option.
That's what I'm saying. That's
it doesn't even cross your mind that you're going to fail or that you're going to quit.
Nope.
You're like, I don't even know what the hell that means. Nope. I'm like, what the hell would I be doing then?
The only way you fail is if you quit. It really is. It's so true.
Well, a lot of people go into it and they have a backup plan. They're like, well, if it doesn't work out, then I have this. And like, I don't have a backup. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah, this is my plan A, plan everything.
This is it. So like, I'm going to make it work. I'm not updating my resume, you know, so.
The people who say that in real estate are always the newer agents, right? I'm doing it as like a backup option.
Yep.
And I'm always like, backup option? Like, pick one. Are you going to be a bomb-ass employee in your warehouse? Or are you going to come over here, like climb the ladder? And
or what about the Uber drivers that are that are studying for their real estate test? You know, you get a ton of those. And I think there comes a point, mind you, I respect the fucking hustle. I respect it because I was a cocktail. Yeah, I was a cocktail waitress for 2 years while I was doing real estate. And I respect it. I get it. But at the same time, there comes a point where you just have to let it go. Yeah, you have to commit. So.
Yeah. You know, when we were talking about the whole scammer thing and hustlers making money, and again, I think that's actually huge where people act like girls and they talk and they coax idiots out of giving them money, right? They won't ever meet them in person. Something always comes up, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, that's like, what is it, catfish?
Catfish.
You know who's kind of like catfish in real estate? Homie.
Well.
They never really, and maybe this is a certain situation, but I was dealing with a homie agent before, and the lady's like, she said, what property is it? And I was like, this property, I'm trying to get in. And she's like, hold on, I got to find out. Like, aren't you the listing agent? She's like, I've actually never even been to that property. And I was like, okay, well, we might make an offer on it. Tell me about the sellers, right? I actually never met the sellers. I'm like, what? What the hell is that? Isn't that crazy? So I don't know if that's how it's across the board.
I don't know. So listen to this. I'm going to tell you the scoop.
Yeah.
I won't mention names, but here we go. I know. There was an agent that I had talked to, and she told me that she went under contract with a homie agent. And believe it or not, they waived appraisal in the offer, so the house didn't have to appraise. She comes back, the house didn't appraise, but they were going to pay above appraised value, right? Anyways, long story short, the homie agent freaks out and calls the seller. They renegotiate to like a lower amount so that they didn't have to pay, when the buyer's agent was willing to pay over the appraised value. So this is what I'm saying is
they're dumb.
They're dumb. They don't know what they're doing. The homie agent literally lost the sellers $25,000 because of the fact that she didn't know what she was doing.
Wow. Okay, let me take that back. They're not all dumb. We're not gonna say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the people you're talking about.
Yes.
I've met some of them, right? This one not her, but another agent I talked to. She told me how everything works. She told me everything right. And I was listening to her and I was just like, it sounds like you're just sitting at home with your kids, like probably breastfeeding, and you're on the phone working. And she's like, yeah, that's what I do. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I just sit at home and I make calls all day and I talk. And I'm like, you don't have like, you've never been an agent in the real world, meeting people, talking to them, getting creative with deals, learning how to do it with other top producing agents. Like, you don't, and she's like, no, I never met any of my clients. I'm like, you never met any of your clients? Wow.
Well, so I met a homie agent at my open house. I was doing an open house on one of my sellers' houses. Anyways, I was networking with the homie agent, and she then tells me that she gets paid salary. So it's like, I was like, wait a second. I was like, wait a second. You get paid salary? Like, oh, so that $5,000, that billboard sign that you see that homie's going to give back to the seller, it's because you get paid salary and you don't know how to do your job.
Wow.
So you're not really giving it back to your clients because they're losing money anyways.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's really interesting.
So it works out perfectly for the company, but for the client, you're kind of shit out of luck.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Shout out to the entrepreneurs who built Homie.
Huge, dude.
Whoa! We got it.
Respect. Genius.
You know how your client feels when you don't go with Homie?
Ooh. He's trying to make it fun.
Yeah. You get this when you go with Homie. You get this when you go with us.
The choice is yours, right?
How you want to feel, right? Anyways, no, that's funny. And again, shout out to those guys. We talked about it the other day.
Yeah.
We talked about it. We were like obviously looking at, how are these competition, how they market, how they're getting clients, and then we try to figure out the best that we can, how much money they're making, right? The company. And we're like, that is such a great model because you go after people, again, if there were more entrepreneurs, right? There's more entrepreneurs. I don't think companies like that would be successful because you have the agents who are like, hey, no, I need to get paid my value, right? What I'm doing. And so since we don't have that many and we live in a place where there's a lot of fear, people are fucking pussies nowadays, right? They get a real estate license and they become an employee. How the fuck do you get a real estate license and become an employee?
What the fuck's the even point?
What is the point?
Go work for Homie because they'll pay you. Like, I don't get it.
I don't get that shit
I don't get it either.
I don't get that shit. You're leaving so much money on the table for your buyers and sellers, for yourself. Like, everyone whose best interest you should have in mind are the ones you're fucking when you work with somebody like that. Like, do you understand what I just said?
I do.
Everyone's best interest that you should have in mind, you don't. You fuck them. And you give all the money to the company. How fucking stupid is that? And I'm swearing a lot because I'm serious.
It's
How
insane.
dumb?
Well, because people don't understand. They're just like, oh, they see the billboards, $5,000. Wow, why am I going to pay my real estate agent $20,000 when they're not seeing the value, especially right now in today's market where people are coming in cash, people are waiving appraisals, and then you're going to discount. The commission isn't the issue anymore.
It's not.
No.
It's not. No, and I'm not talking. I'm not talking shit because I'm like, oh,
No.
discount brokerage. I'm not. Be competitive. That's stupid not to be competitive.
But also have boss agents that know their shit.
Exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly. The agents will get paid regardless. The homes prices are so high right now. Who cares about the split, right? Don't put so much emphasis on the split when you're trying to list with an agent, with Homie, with whoever the fuck you're listing with. Stop putting so much emphasis on that, right? Put the emphasis on the value of the agent. What are they bringing? How good are they? Do you know who they are? Have you seen them on their signs in other people's yards? Have you seen them on social media? Do you know what kind of eyes and attention they can bring to your property? Not just putting on the MLS. I'm talking about real hard value, real advertising. Are they going to help you, with the open house? Like, I don't know if Homie does open houses. Maybe they do.
I don't think they do. I think the seller has to arrange for all of the showings.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like,
Well, at that point, you might as well just sell for sale by owner,
yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Well, I think they do.
if you're that
Yes.
client, it's like
Yes.
either go do it on your own or have an actual professional take care of it.
Yeah.
I think Homie is a good in between. They're like, we don't want to work with an agent. We don't want to deal with paperwork. So we're gonna we get to list on the MLS.
And there's a market for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not knocking Homie for that.
No.
I'm just saying that type of environment, I'm talking to the agent, not the Homie company. Congratulations. You guys did a fucking damn good job, right? But now let me talk to the agent that works for Homie, right? I know what you mean. There was an experience level there that was kind of weird. Like, yeah, they probably done a lot of production because they get so many deals handed to them. But what about being creative with the offers? What about making sure they're getting the most money? Your people you should have the best interest in mind for, right? The buyers, the sellers, yourself. Like, you're giving all your money away to these guys. Yeah, and for that, you're discounting your services, your education, your knowledge, your experience.
You're not growing.
Yeah, your creativity.
Yeah, your creativity is going out the door. On top of that, you're you're not able to negotiate and get more for your client at the end of the day.
I think what it really comes down to is homie agents or like any discount brokerage. I think they just want the stability. You know, they're not looking to get creative. You know, they're not doing flyers. They're not doing these, USPS mailings. They're not doing any of that because
they love the safety and security. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to.
Fuck that.
That's what I'm getting to. Yeah.
I don't need safety. I don't need any security. You know,
nothing is safe and secure.
Rather risk it all than play it safe.
Nothing is.
Yep.
Nothing is. My brother, I'll tell his story. He had a funny story because he worked at Walmart for a long time, and his story to me, because I couldn't keep a job, and he's like building into this awesome Walmart employee, right? And he ends up becoming a big manager. He has like 300 employees. He manages the whole store. Like he's up there, right? Mm-hmm. And then he got terminated for some stupid shit that he did. That was kind of funny, but
what'd he do?
I don't want to talk shit about him on the podcast, but he wasn't in the wrong. He wasn't in the wrong. He wasn't. He handled it like he's supposed to handle it in real life, but the company didn't think he handled it the way he's supposed to. I think that's a story. He'll correct me later on, I'm sure. But either way, he was terminated. And I was like, all that safety and security talk gone. Like that. Boom. Gone. And I'm over here, 10 businesses down, failed all of them, 500,000 jobs, got fired or quit from all of them, right? And then I start learning and progressing, and I'm like, okay, like there's some education you got to get on both sides, right? But in the entrepreneur side,
well, the thing is, you got to learn. You got to learn from your failures.
Yeah, and it's so much. The reward is a lot more, right? Because it can't be taken from you like that. Like, you control.
You control it.
You control. And he realized that, and shout out to him. He's got a bunch of different transportation companies under his umbrella, and his is Unity Transportation here in Salt Lake City. They're big. Yeah. They do the presidential elections all over the country.
The Sundance up there.
Oh, they handle all that whole thing. I mean, these guys are everywhere, right? They have contracts with schools, with I think they just got a big one with Amazon. Like they're up there, which is pretty cool. And so I'm like, good thing you left. Good thing you got fired from Walmart, huh?
Yep.
Like, good thing.
The best thing that ever happened.
Well, I mean, just to touch on that, like it's like when I was going to school. I went to school for business, and when you're going to school, they teach you like microeconomics, macroeconomics. They teach you all the background stuff. And now that I'm like doing my JFord clothing line, I'm like building this website. I'm like, they didn't teach me this. I have to learn all of this by myself. And this is what they should be teaching you in school. Why don't you build a website? Why don't you try and launch your own clothing line, try and launch an app? But I feel like the society has gotten so pushed back, especially with school and what the schools are teaching.
Can't keep up.
Exactly.
They're too far behind. They fell too far back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they denounced it way too long. It's biting them in the ass, right? I don't know what the numbers are with college students, and I wonder if universities are taking a hit, and I'm not referring to because of COVID, but I wonder if they are. I wonder if entrepreneurialism is less, or it's taking students because they're saying, fuck going to college, I'm going to start my own business. Like, I wonder if
think it is. Well, I just found out they're actually having an entrepreneur class nowadays, from what I heard.
Oh, in college.
Oh, yeah. I think I've heard that.
Which is pretty awesome.
That is, but also
it's not awesome, bro.
But also, it's a
cool.
class. It's a lecture. Like
if you're a true entrepreneur, you don't need a class for that. You are that no matter what. Yeah. There's a class for it to see if it might be you or not. If you can learn anything from it, perfect.
Yeah.
But I want to know who's teaching the class. Are they an entrepreneur?
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, that's what everyone talks about, right? I actually heard Joe Rogan talking about this. No, not Joe Rogan. Gary Vaynerchuk. He was talking about this. He was saying that it's sad to see that in universities they're teaching entrepreneurship and they're using educators. No, it was Robert Kiyosaki. He's the one. He hates education, public education. But he's like, it's sad to see that they're teaching entrepreneur classes. And where I say that it sucks is because they're charging so much fucking money for that. These kids are getting in debt, 30, 60, 90, 100,000 plus, right? And they're taking these classes from people to teach them something that they've never experienced or done themselves. And then why don't you put that money into starting it and learning it, the right way? Like, instead of paying all that money for your college education, and I'm not talking about trade schools and doctors and all that shit.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm referring to this, right? Why don't you put that money into trying your own business, and if you fail, fuck it, you learn. You're going to learn more than what the school would teach you. You got a valuable lesson, right?
It was worth every penny because you actually learn from it.
I also think that it's like you go to school, you get a job. Like this is the mindset. And so I think a lot of people just go to just do it because that's what they're told.
I did the same thing growing up. I thought it was what we had to kind of do. It was like you go to high school, after that you go to college. You kind of just have that in your mind because you're not thinking so far ahead. You're thinking at that very moment, like, I have to just go to college just because, and I didn't know what the hell I was going for.
Yeah, of course.
I just went to go. Everybody else is doing it. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll go too and get a few degrees. Like, okay, but there's no point if you don't know what you're going for. Actually, go build a brand, go build a business, and go all out. You know, instead of putting 4 years into school, put 4 years into building a business.
Put that into yourself.
Well, but like so my son is now in 7th grade, and they have this class. It's called college and career.
Okay.
And they go through. I asked my son, I'm like, so what do they teach you? And they're supposed to be teaching you about different careers that you can go into. And I'm like, why are they doing, like, I feel like they should teach you about business and, you know, like, you guys are the next generation that is, like, going to keep this, that are going to keep this world running. Like, we need some, like, cool apps. We need some, like, software development, some coding. Like, come on, like, let's get this moving. So, I don't know. I think
you should look at what they're offering. I would like to know. My son's going into 6th grade in his junior high in our district. Mm-hmm. So, I'm curious to know what kinds of careers they're teaching the kids about.
Oh, they go through different careers, and I'm just like, really?
I wonder what's on that list.
Oh, I think from what I remember him telling me, it was like a civil engineer. Like, they have cool ones, right? And they go through them, but at the same time, like, where are innovators?
Visionaries.
Our visionaries. Mm-hmm. Like, we need some more of that.
Yeah,
we're right here. All three of us are right here.
I mean,
we'll take your cash and burn it for you.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I keep going back to that because we mentioned the whole fear set mentality, and that's why people who got a real estate license and that's a career where you can make life-changing money and change your whole world, and you can make generational wealth. You can build something with this. And I know if time is an issue, and you're at home with your kids, like, there's a lot of different options in real estate to make money. Like, transaction coordinator, you could do at home with your kids. And there's people who are doing it, and they're starting their own company, and they're making good money. And there's a shortage of that right now. A lot of people need that, right? And so I'm just saying, if you have that license, I mean, come on, exercise it to its fullest ability, right? And if you have time, then be a fucking agent and kill it.
Yeah, but I also feel like people, there are those few people that decide to be a real estate agent to do the 2 or 3 deals a year, because they are a stay-at-home mom, which is fine.
Those are the ones who are fucking our clients. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that is very true.
You deal with them.
That is very true because they're not in it. They don't know. They're not updated.
It's not something you play around with. This is the biggest sell, the biggest purchase of somebody's life. You can't fuck around with that.
Yeah.
To make your measly 3 deals a year to take care of your family. Find something else to take care of your family. There's a lot of other things. But to dabble in this kind of an industry,
you're doing a disservice to your client.
Yeah.
Either commit to it and know your product, know exactly what you're doing in and out. Don't half-ass anything. So the way I look at it.
Yeah, it's so true. Going back to Jen, though, Jen has been committed.
She has been.
Not only has she been committed, she started another second stream of income. And you talked about it last time we had you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, JFordcollection, it's up and running. I'm so surprised because I'm doing all the back end work. So like website building, shipping and handling, your girl. It's been a process because I'm like, what the fuck? How do I do this?
Yeah.
And I can't even tell you. It's so cool though to be in it, and I get to see like manufacturers and and just different aspects because I would never know. And now
Get out of here.
I'm just kidding, but not really. Yeah,
it's cool.
It's fun, and it's fun because I started slinging the beanies on Instagram. I was just like, oh my gosh, my website's not even up, but we have all these beanies. Let's get rid of them. So I had like friends and family and everyone that was supporting me just Venmo me. And now I have like this huge Venmo account, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with it? So now I'm getting legit. I have to do like the whole business side of it because I didn't realize it was going to be this popular.
Yeah,
I was just doing it for fun. I was like, oh, Gen swag, right? And then now all of a sudden I'm like, okay, yeah, this is getting bigger than what I thought it was.
You guys should go like get like a JFordcollection like I'm just throwing ideas out there. Like wrap like a nice car or something.
That'd be a good idea.
And go cruise to like the ski resorts and like start selling the beanies. You probably get a little booth outside.
I know.
Like,
I should, huh?
There's so many people there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's crazy how packed it is.
Yeah.
That'd be a good.
That'd be a good idea.
There's so many ways.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to market it. And I think that now, going back to the whole school thing, like they don't teach you these things. Like I did the whole website. This was like the death of me. I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? I like did Shopify. I created all these accounts. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I just need to like simplify.
This experience is so fun. Like what you're going through.
Yeah,
Like,
because I was like, oh my gosh, who is our manufacturers? Where do we get the clothes from?
Yeah.
Right?
you learn so much. When
You
you're doing
learn
that,
so
dude.
much.
You learn so much, like the product development. Like I did that for a while,
Yeah.
like just learning everything about printing and meeting different printers and shopping prices and cutting out middlemen and like learning how to, and then finding out the wholesale websites you go to get stuff, and just everything from shopping for the product that you need for, ours, we were in supplement manufacturing, and just figuring out which vendors have the best product and which guidelines you have to follow, and just that education phase where you're learning how to build a company, develop a product, right? And there's stages. You get development, R&D, you pass R&D, you get into production, you get into production, you start selling, and right now you made the jump because you made a small order for production and you realized how fast it went,
Yeah, I was
and
like,
now it's like, you
well,
got
I
a real
was like-
business here.
Well, and then I was like, whoa, I just sold beanies. Like that's all I sold.
Did that really happen?
But
I-
hey, they were good.
Yeah, they were
That's
cool.
a good quality.
Like, yeah. The beanies, I didn't realize the beanies were a hit.
Yeah.
And yeah,
They're cool.
I like them.
Believe it or not, I used to wear a lot of beanies. I used to rock a lot of beanies. I used to skate. I used to be that kid, and like I would rock beanies and everything. And I know quality beanies when I see them.
Yep.
Like I was like, good fabric, like
Yeah, testing it. Like, let's see this.
It doesn't stretch
Let's
out.
see
It
this.
comes
Yeah,
back. It's
yeah.
nice. It's a good fit. Like the colors are sick. The brand, the
Branding's on
tag,
point.
Yeah, the branding is
Yeah.
on point. I'm like, dude, this is a high end product. This is
Yeah.
not a cheap little
Yeah.
dollar beanie. Like
Yeah.
you guys are chopping some good suppliers.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's been fun. It's definitely been fun. I actually really do enjoy it. I'm like, okay, yes, real estate is like my bread and butter. I love it. This is what's making me money. But also I'm learning to love this journey as well.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah.
that's what a lot of people do with real estate. They come in, they kill it, and they're able to make investments and start businesses. And it's like, if you do it right, you can get to that level. And that's cool because you're there. You've been doing real estate long enough where you have good income and you know what you're doing. It doesn't take you 3 days to write a contract now. You can do it in 15 minutes. Like you know what I mean? So you're buying your time back because of your hustle and work as being an entrepreneur.
yeah, I love it. I really do.
It's important.
Oh, it is, dude.
Yeah, it is. I love that too. And I'm happy that I'm in real estate because I get to witness you guys. You're killing it.
Well, it's fun.
Alan kills it.
Alan
Alan's
kills
so
it.
funny because Alan passed the point where it's like he doesn't have to prospect. He doesn't have to hand out his cards.
Well-
Alan just does his thing and this
I'm
guy
gonna-
gets so
I
much
just do my
business.
thing.
I'm gonna
Well, I
tell
do
you.
a good job.
No, I'm gonna
He
tell
does
you.
do a good job.
I did an open house with him, and let me just say this on the record: he wasn't doing anything. I was
That was
like,
the whole point.
I was like,
I'm like,
no.
why would you
Jen,
do it?
I want you
I
to
was
handle
like-
the whole thing. I want to watch her in action.
Let me tell you,
She passed the test.
Let me tell you,
Good.
I was literally thinking to myself, I was like, okay, I'm doing I think that was our first.
First one together.
Yeah, it was our first open house together, and I was like, okay, I need to be on my A game. He's gonna be watching me. He's gonna be like,
Critiquing
yeah, he's gonna
and-
critique me, and then later on, he's gonna want to role play. And I was like, oh my gosh,
Alan's like doing a selfie video in the
yeah.
corner.
And I was like, I literally was like, oh my gosh, okay, I need to be on my A game. All of a sudden, I'm late. I'm setting up balloons, right? And he's like, Jen, are you here?
That's
I was
how
like,
it
oh
always
my,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, right? So I walk in, and the moment I walk in, he's like, ready to go, right? And anyways, it was a good experience, and I'm glad that he was there because it pushed me to be my better game, like be on my game.
And she killed it.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many people you picked up that day.
Yeah, I picked up 3 solid people. I was like running out to the driveway because people were like leaving, and I was like, wait, and I'm
Nice.
like, yeah,
Talk to everybody.
I was talking to everybody.
Dude, she killed it. Absolutely killed it. Which I'm not surprised people want to work with her.
Yeah.
It's like if you're gonna do that to get a client, what are you gonna do for your client? Now, when it comes down to getting that deal, are you gonna just kick back and wait for that deal to come across your desk, or are you gonna go on that hunt and get that deal for them?
Yeah.
Right?
That's good. Yeah, it's real. It's true.
But going back, that's why Alan's past the point where he didn't need to do anything.
Yeah,
He's just like sitting back. He's like, let me watch Jen.
Well, I'm talking about his hustle though.
For sure.
When you were prospecting on the phones and you were like 24/7. I'm telling you, when I started in real estate, I was at my heaviest, right? And I started with Alan. Just to keep up with him walking was a challenge. I'm not even joking. He had this walk. He don't have it no more. It's gone.
Yeah.
He had a walk when he was in real estate, and it was I don't waste no time walk. And it was, he's walking.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
I do.
He carried his briefcase, and it was super fast. And I'm like, I gotta walk with this guy. So I'm like, even walking in the halls at our old building, like trying to keep up with Alan was challenging.
Just
right?
laser focus.
Yeah.
No distraction.
No lunch. No, he would go days without eating. I'm like, when do you even eat, bro? Like, when do we have lunch? He would not eat.
Days, obviously, but I would go all day.
I would all
eat,
day.
Eat in the morning, and then I don't eat all day, and then I eat at night, and that'll be pretty much it.
Yeah,
Like, I'll barely even eat. Like, if I eat once a day, perfect. A lot of times it'll be Red Bulls and coffees and this and that. Like, it was just that, but I was always on the go.
But honestly, though, like when you I had a point, and remember when I first started over here, I was doing the same thing. You're like, Jen, you need to eat.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then you would,
right.
and then don't you remember? And you would text me. You'd be like, Jen, did you eat today?
Yep, I remember that.
Because I was the same. I was like, I gotta go, and I would literally forget to eat. And I don't think people realize that. They're like, no, she just wasn't eating. I remember my family. They're like, are you okay? I went to one of my friend's house, and she's like, let me make you a sandwich because like it looks like you're hungry.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what though? It's so funny because when you guys are in that mindset, and I know what it's like when you're in that mentality, you're not even chasing the money. It's not like I need to make more money.
No.
I need to make more money. It's time. You're valuing your time so much. You don't waste it at all. Right? And like Alan put that in my head when we first met. He's like, dude, brokers are going to be calling you. Lenders are going to be calling you. The first thing they're going to say to you is, hey, let's go have lunch. Let me take you out to coffee, right? And I was like, yeah, what's wrong with that? Free lunch? Shit, I'm down. I remember that too. And Alan was like, no, get to the point. Tell them, hey, what do you want?
Yeah.
What are your fees? What are your this? How many can you close? What's the volume? Can I call you on the weekends? And I was like, oh my God, I would rather do that than go to lunch, right? Like, to be honest, because I'm an entrepreneur too. I value my fucking time, right? And so when we started doing that, it was just so funny because you comb through the people who are not worth your time and the ones who really want your business. They do it the right way. They don't just buy you lunch and try to bribe you, right?
I'm tired of hearing that. It happens till this day too. People want to get lunch. No, I don't want to go eat with you. Tell me what you're working with, what you can do. How can
Send
you
me a
add value?
lead. Send me a lead.
Send
Send
me
me
deals.
5. Send me 5. Let's go.
Let's work together. Like, come on, Al. I don't care about your food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny, but the reason why I'm talking about that is because you go back to where you're not. It's not like you're chasing money.
No.
You know, like I guess if I was a 9-to-5-er, and I hate that term, but when I was working in that industry, and I was a workforce guy, right? And so I didn't value my time. I sold it for a price. I was like, okay, well, $10 an hour when I was a kid, $15 an hour, whatever the number was, right? But it's funny because people still have that mentality. They don't understand it's a mentality. They just really think that time is their time is valued at this. And it's funny because you'll have that conversation with them. And I've told a lot of my friends who still work at jobs that they should not be, we weren't potential, right? I asked them, hey man, what do you think your time is worth? And we're friends, and so they'll say stupid shit like, shit, I'm worth $1 million. I'm valuable. And I'm like, what do you make your job? $950. All right, bro, well, your time is worth $950 an hour. Like, you're selling it to them. I would use this to get them to help me build my school. I'd have my friends in there up there painting and sanding walls, right?
Yeah.
Like, and they're like trying to hit me with these crazy prices. And I'm like, dude, you work at $10 an hour. Like, let's be honest. I'll give you cash. You're not going to pay taxes, right? But I'm just saying, like, if they looked at you and they see you running, driving fast, trying to get to a deal, they'd be like, oh my God, like, this guy's so greedy. Look at all the money he's trying to make. Like, it's not, it's the time. You want to be able to get off at least a decent time.
Of course. And it's like you have no time with your family.
Exactly.
You're sacrificing. People don't see that. Like, you're spending so much time. Like, I think about all the time that I spend in my car. You spend so much time in your car driving back and forth, and it's like you sit in traffic. You know, I think there's so many factors that play into this, and people just look at the money for sure.
Yep. The miles we put in our car is so crazy. I put like 30,000 miles on my car like in the last 12 months.
Oh, easy.
I'm like, wow.
I put like 6,000 miles since I bought my car.
Wow, and you just barely bought it.
I just barely bought it.
Oh, remember
That was a goal.
Remember
that we
that?
talked about.
We talked about
Yeah.
that.
You didn't lose that bet.
I
Good job.
didn't.
I didn't
know.
win.
Yeah.
Actually, I think we both won.
yeah, we both won.
Actually, we both did win.
yeah, we both did win. You got your Lambo.
And you got your range.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
good
both hit our
shit.
goals.
That was good, and we talked about it on the podcast.
And she
Look
hit
at
it
this
on her
thing.
last day, December 31st, right?
Well, I got it the 30th. Yeah.
30th. Okay.
Yeah.
Because we made a bet before the end of the
Yeah.
year.
Tax
I
write
got
off.
mine's like a week prior. There you go. Tax write-off.
Tax write off.
Tax write-off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got mine like a week before, and then you got yours right after.
You know what, too? If you think about it, like this, the podcast is good because it documents what you say and it holds you accountable.
It does.
True.
Well,
It does.
No, yeah.
It does. It holds you accountable. It does.
You can't go back from that.
It's on record.
So it's official.
It's on
it's
record.
official.
It's official.
It's a fish.
A
It's on
fish.
record. It's a fish. Is that the new thing now?
No.
No, that's good. No, but again, I think it's funny because we talked about that. You got it, right? Which is good. We talked about dropping the clothing line. You dropped it. It's out. It's cool.
It's
It's-
only been, what, 2 months? 3?
I know. It took me a minute. It took me a minute because I had like some life events that happened. But I'm like,
But think about it. Just from 2 months ago, we're barely in March. I don't think you know that. We
yeah,
were here.
I do know that.
You do?
I do. Like, don't you know, as a real estate agent, you're always thinking ahead of time.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I mean, you are. Yeah.
But it's true, though.
Yeah, you're thinking about dates and what you got to do in between
Yeah.
time. Like you are. You're thinking about stuff like that all the time. That's good. So what's new and what's going to happen 6 months from now? What are you doing? I heard that you've been entertaining the idea of starting a team potentially.
Ooh.
If that's what you want to call
Jennifer.
it. If that's what you want to call
Ooh,
it.
The
I
J
guess-
Ford crew.
Ooh.
Oh, the J Ford collection.
Oh,
Collection of people.
money.
I mean, I mean, there's definitely some things in the works for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Well, the
feel
thing
like
is
Jen doesn't like the word team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a group, and I don't either.
Yeah, I don't
to-
either. Yeah.
No. Like,
Group is good. We
people
talk
go,
about
are you a
mean-
team? I'm like, no, we're not a team. We're a group.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same. Don't you think?
We're all working for the same common
Yeah.
goal.
Same common
yeah,
goal.
yeah.
Same
I
common
feel like
goal.
I've always felt like I understand team. Obviously, I understand teamwork, all that, right? But I feel like, I guess in our industry, we see teams. We see one person at the top, and they're the person at the top.
They get all the credit, all the
Yeah, all the
recognition.
credit,
like,
all the
look at
recognition.
me.
The team's named after them.
Oh
Kind of
my
weird, right? I mean, come on. You got all these people. They want to have some spotlight too. You know what I mean?
I want to be on the Fernando team.
Yeah, fuck. That'd be a terrible name.
Oh, yeah.
I would change my name.
Hashtag Team Fernando.
Ooh.
Terrible name to have a team with. But I'm just saying, that's what we see, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that.
I think it's funny as
yeah,
shit.
I think like, and I don't know if that's how you felt, but that's why I mentioned that. Like, I don't know if you like the word team because you see.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
kinda
I just
weird,
don't
you know?
like. Yeah, it's like I want people to work with me because they want to work with me, right? I mean, I don't want it to be like
You can't-
Jen the realtor. Like, no, you are your own person.
Yeah,
I
but
want you to brand your own self.
But you can't
Like,
blame them for wanting to hang out with you.
Of course not.
Like, I love hanging out with Jen.
I know. I love hanging out with you.
Like, come on now.
Good company.
You are who you hang out with.
We talk about that when we interview people. We say that. We say, you know, they ask us, like, you know, I had one guy, he asked me why I, you know, didn't feel right, I guess, where I used to be at. And I'm like, well, to be honest with you, what we're building here is not like that because we build our team around people. The team around people, right? We build our team with people who we actually enjoy hanging out with outside of work, right? And so it's not like a work environment. Like, everybody has a common goal here to be the best they can, right? And we all push each other and we're all comfortable with each other and we actually like each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Which is the beauty in all of it.
Like, we would have an event and everybody would come. It's not even like an event, like, we're all hanging out, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, you want that environment when you're choosing a team or you're choosing a group or you're choosing a business to work with, like, you know, and we talk about that. We meet people who we wouldn't really want to have on the team because we don't want to hang out with them outside of work.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
work with people that actually wouldn't mind hanging out with or hanging around.
Yeah. Are you going to get something from there?
Like-
what kind of value are they bringing to your life? What kind of value are you bringing to their life? You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's just like a give, a take relationship.
Yeah.
Is this a give-take relationship? Like,
If you're just trying to take and come with your negative energy and this and all that other bullshit,
Well,
I don't want to deal with that.
But I also feel like being on this team alone, like, you have to step up your game. Like, it's a big thing. Like, just think about this. Just put this into your brain. Like, Alan has a fucking Lamborghini. Like, and he's my friend. Like what? Like I get to hang out with him.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like,
that's cool. And people,
that's
people
cool.
have that mentality.
Yes, people have that
Well,
mentality, but also
we have
look
a
at
high level. We're operating at a high
like
level.
let's take the cost of the Lamborghini out,
Yeah.
right? And let's just look at who
The
he
value.
is, the value of what he knows and where he's going. I want to be around that.
Where he's came from in such a short period of time. We talked about this this morning. I sent you that message. I'm like, dude, look at how far, how fast you've came from just the 12, 13 months. We've been UVO.
We've been pretty much here this week exactly 1 year. We've been here literally at our Realty One current brokerage right now 1 year, and how much we've grown.
And there's an incredible value behind that. And we're not talking about the Lamborghini. We're talking about how you were able to, number one, build up your own business, doing it the way that we're showing everybody how to do.
Yep.
It's very simple. It's very simple, right? That value is a real value. You can see the value. You're driving an expensive car, right? Everyone on the team is doing really well. Everyone has their moment, right? It's like we work with people who we don't hire because of their production. We work with them because we like them and we see potential, right? And then we bring them on, and all of a sudden they start to have their moment, and they're hitting $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 months that they've only heard of and they haven't witnessed or seen, but it was the environment, and that has a lot of value. We have a lot of value on that.
Yep.
Right?
That's our environment.
Yeah.
That's what we've created, I feel like, here. And it's attracting everybody to get to that next level. It's attracting successful people that never probably knew that they could be a top producer.
There we go.
Well, they're just an average, agent going, okay, cool. I'm cool with my 10, 15 a year. That's cute. Real cute. Real cute. But if you want to get to the next level, come on now. Give me 30, give me 40, give me 50, give me 100.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Ooh, what about the 69? Was it 69?
69.
That's a good number.
I love that number, actually.
Yeah.
And you have to give credit for the way that it was done.
Yes.
You do have to give
Yes.
because we're not talking about, and I'm not putting down the discount brokerages again, but there are people, again, they have volume because their value is not very much, right? And so you have somebody like you who hits those high numbers, and you still do not. You're still bringing all this value. You're not. They're not getting an agent who's, oh, he has high numbers. He must be one of those guys that just get shit done, and they're not spending time with the client. They're not learning about the client. They're not learning about their needs and wants. They're not learning about, why their home is important to them, who it needs to go to. They're just looking for exactly what they're told to look for and do. And with you, it's different. So that's what I'm saying. Like we don't want just anybody on the team. And
I don't want to be around average people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, plain and simple, I don't want to be around average people.
Perfect.
I want to get to that next level, and I want all of us to get to that next level. This is just the beginning. Like, we're just barely getting warmed up. I hope people know that. Like, we are literally just getting warmed up. UVO is like, you will definitely see a UVO brokerage near you real soon this year.
Yeah.
Like, we are blowing the fuck up right now, and we want everybody around us to grow as well.
Yeah. And
Like,
to have
everything
that.
Yeah,
Well,
everybody's killing it. Everybody's building their own companies within companies and building, like, everything. Like, everything.
and
Everybody's growing.
What I think is really unique about being, on UVO and being around both of you guys is that you want to help the team. You want to see people succeed, and it's not just you two that want to see certain people succeed. It's everybody, and everybody on the team has a great relationship with everyone, and whether or not we can help each other out, it's there. And so I think that it's a very unique situation where you're able to connect, because you like them, right? Outside of work, work, in a work environment.
You truly care about them.
Yeah, you care about them as a human being. And so I think that's something very special for sure.
It is. Yeah. No, it really is. It is.
and honestly, I get the most fulfillment out of that, to be completely upfront and honest with you, because I look back in my early days when I was on the grind and everything, and I'm like, that one deal or that two, that used to be like such a milestone. We were like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do one. And then you hit one, and then you hit two in a month. Yeah. Then you're like, oh, I wonder if I can do three. Then you do 3 in a month, then 4, then 5. Like, most I've done in 1 month was 11, just in 1 month. But getting to that next level, just growing. I love that. And then watching these guys all come up and watching them go, oh my God, I just closed my first, my first deal, my first listing. I hit $1 million, in a quarter or in a month. Like, I love seeing stuff like that. That's what fulfills me.
It does. No, me too. I like watching the grind that they go through, the struggle. That's why it's very easy for me to pick out who's going to work and who's not going to work, pretty fast, one meeting, because all those stories that they are telling themselves about, oh, I'm the shit, I know what I'm doing, I'm the best, I already know I'm going to kill it, I already know I'm going to be number one, people like that, right? You're like, do you really honestly, truly believe that? Or are you just repeating what people say who are those people?
Don't talk. Let your results speak for themselves.
Are you trying to speak it into existence? Like, so you don't understand the struggle you have to go through to get there. So let me determine whether or not this person has it. And so you look at who they are, the lifestyle, you look at the options, the choices they make, Facebook, Instagram, right? We go through all that. We want to see how the person really is in real life. And if you see somebody who hasn't really had a lot of challenges and shit's kind of been handed to them, right? There's a lot of people like that. They don't know what it's like to be an entrepreneur. They don't know the struggles you have to go through.
They want the title, but they don't want to put the work in.
Yeah, and they think it's like an instant gratification.
No, it's like a trend, like a little fat. I mean,
I told you it was a trend.
It's a trend right now. It's like,
it's like
everybody wants to be an entrepreneur.
Everyone wants to be a real estate agent.
That too.
Like, I'm a real estate agent. They do that pose, like,
Oh, right.
Like let's be a real estate agent.
This is the box I told you about.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah, they're right there.
Right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a trend. I think this year alone is going to weed out a lot of bad agents.
Oh yeah, good.
Oh, let's see who renews.
Or yes.
Let's
see who renews.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You put it against last year's numbers and the year before, like.
But also, a lot of people are getting their license too. So it's going to be
Let's
if you got what it takes, Utah is growing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like I personally, I see for the next few years, we're not slowing down anytime soon. We've always been under. I feel like we're like a hidden gem is the way kind of I look at like Salt Lake City. It's like we've always like a little gem where nobody even knew about.
You're right.
And it's like, oh, I don't want to go there. That's full of Mormons, for example. That was what people thought. Like times have definitely changed now.
Oh, yeah.
They've definitely changed where it's diverse. Like there's everybody here, and everybody gets along with everybody, which I love it.
Yeah. But I mean, I think about that all the time, right? Because I acted when I was a kid. I did acting, like I did a couple little small things.
Yeah, you did.
Right? Yeah. And so I did this one job. And I guess
that makes sense, by the way, why he's the host here.
Oh, that makes sense.
But
the actor, the good guy.
We did this job, and it was for one of the guys who was an actor on Mad TV. He was one of the cast members. He was producing a movie, and so I was like an extra, and they saw me and they used me for other roles. It was pretty cool, right? But I was like, whoa, like in Utah, like Salt Lake, we're doing like this is like a pretty cool movie. Turns out it wasn't that cool of a movie. Didn't even do anything, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm getting to is like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like I've never seen this happen here. When I was talking to people there, they're like, no, Utah's like the next Hollywood. You don't see it right now. But it's going there. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, dude, Salt Lake City, like not Utah, but Salt Lake City is going to be on the map for one of the fastest growing cities. One of the, it's a great place. It's like you said, it's like a hidden gem.
Mm-hmm.
And they would say this, and I was younger, and I'm like, yeah, right. Like I just came from Vegas. That's the spot to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so I'm like, yeah, right. But now I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to see big companies come here, right? Yep. Facebook is here now. Amazon's here. They've been here for a while. Like the big companies that come here to Salt Lake County and Davis County, Utah County, this little area. And I consider all of it Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Well, Salt Lake is growing when they're like
consider all of it
they're
Salt Lake.
adding a Lamborghini dealership.
Yeah,
finally.
Bentley right down the road.
And Bentley, for example.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't have a Lamborghini, so I wouldn't know.
No, but
fair enough. I have to know where to take it.
Yeah.
I think most guys know.
It's just right here in South Jordan.
Yeah.
Like it just opened up this year.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty cool. That means that we are having people here like that are successful.
Yeah, we're attracting people.
That. I actually talked to a buddy yesterday about opening up potentially a McLaren dealership.
Oh wow!
So that would be pretty cool.
Wow.
We'll definitely talk to Justin about that.
Yeah, Justin.
McLaren coming soon near you. Oh, talking about McLaren. What, Brendan?
I don't know. Is he back?
He is back. I actually just talked to him. Talked to him earlier today.
Yeah.
He told the McLaren got totaled.
Oh yeah, I heard.
Yeah,
he told me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he got hit. He's okay, fortunately.
Yeah.
But Well, he's okay.
He could barely walk after that.
Barely
one, I
walk.
swear.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought he was gonna go to the hospital. And like,
Yeah.
he was so strong, bro. Like he was like, dude, I didn't have to go to the hospital or anything. I'm like, wow, really?
It's like, did you get whiplash?
Yeah, did you get whiplash
Like,
in that?
did you get something?
So good.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm glad he made it out alive. But cool.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Yeah, the cool thing, I was actually talking to him earlier today, and he's actually looking into getting another one. He's actually showing me pictures today. Oh my God. It is beautiful. Like literally, it is a beautiful, beautiful car.
Aren't you getting another car?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Well,
let's document this.
okay, wait. The only
wait.
reason why I'm getting a new car, I don't even know if I should be sharing this with you. Should I be sharing it with you?
If you want to.
Maybe I should be sharing it with
why
you.
not?
So, long story short, am I going to keep the Lambo? Yes, I'm going to try to keep it for as long as possible. But I may need to get rid of the Audi, though. I got to
Yeah.
get more of an SUV type.
Yeah. So do you want a Range? Did you like the Ranger Danger?
I am looking into the Ranger Danger or the G-Wagon. I'm kind of going back and forth.
What
between
about the
two.
Tesla?
And then the other option, believe it or not, that we talked about yesterday was the Tesla.
Yeah.
So probably getting
The
that.
Teslas are really nice. Have you test drove one?
The Model S, yes, I did. But we're thinking about getting the SUV as well. But the, what do you call it? The
X.
The X.
Yeah.
And the reason why for that would be because we just found out that we're having a baby, actually. We just found out.
Look in the camera.
It's official.
Yeah, baby's on the way.
Baby's on the way.
Baby's on the way.
Baby's on the way. So I'm looking forward to that. You know, it's changing a lot right now where it was all about, hey, you have no responsibility, you live
Yeah.
downtown, in a condo, just nothing to worry about, to like, oh shit, am I gonna be dragging a kid up the elevator every day? Like going,
Yeah.
like it's just kind of a hassle. Like, do I want to be walking around with the stroller and
with
everything?
the baby carrier? That shit is annoying.
Yeah,
You know what
so-
I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
especially if you have like homeless people out there, for example. Like, I don't want to be doing that. I'm looking at it going, and then no yard, etc. So, yeah, the next plan is actually to get a house, and I'm actually going to be looking at one today.
Do you need a realtor? I mean, I'm just
If
asking.
I do, I'm going to call the best.
I don't know. I'll get it. Homies probably have some good ones.
I'm just asking if you need a realtor.
A scammer, I'm sure, is calling me right now.
Yeah.
But I'm actually going to be looking at a home today, so I'll let you know how that plays out.
Wow.
The plan is to give up the condo downtown lifestyle and move on to something a little bit
Yeah,
different.
you're growing up.
You're
Yeah.
growing up.
Growing up.
Huh?
Oh, shit, we're getting old.
You're growing up.
Huh?
Hashtag adulting, right?
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
Good.
So what area are you looking? The east side? The west side?
The east side.
Oh.
Currently, right now, looking in the Sugar House area.
Wow. Look at you. Did you see Ryan has a listing in 15th and 15th?
Yeah, we did. We talked about that a little
okay.
bit.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about that one. That might be a really, really good option.
Okay.
It might be a really good option.
Yeah,
so
keep it in house,
Yeah,
huh?
keep it in house.
Keep it
but
in
we'll
house.
see about that.
Yeah.
But
No.
yeah, that might be our next.
Pretty funny.
I mean, way to digress.
Yeah,
Might
that's
be
good.
the next one, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's a damn good area, man. We love that area. So I used to live in it was like the border of Mill Creek and Cottonwood Heights. They touch Cottonwood Heights and Mill
Yeah,
Creek.
like Murray. It's like Murray.
It's like Murray, but it's up more
Yeah.
towards whatever that area is. Like
Holiday.
Murray Holiday Road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
up there. Yeah, so we used to live over there, and I used to always ride my bike, like my pedal bike, right to that area because I love that area. You know, the parks and everything's so chill.
Dude, I love
the
it.
small little shops, mom and pop shops. So that's a good area. 15.
Dude,
is
I
solid.
can't wait. 15th and 15th, because you have a few different areas in Sugar House that are extremely just desirable.
Desirable.
areas. And I think I've finally found
Wow.
our home.
Very nice.
We're gonna go take a look at it today, but went to go look at it last night. It was like 11 o'clock at night. Drove by, took a look at it, and I could just feel it. I'm like, I can definitely envision myself living here.
Yeah.
Wow.
And on top of that, I can walk out. I have little shops right in front of me. I have the gelato right in my front yard.
Oh, wow.
I have Einstein right there. You have all the little restaurants.
Yeah.
Cute little place.
Yeah.
It's like you have like the downtown scene, but without all of the noise and
commotion.
The commotion.
Yeah.
But you still are pretty much in like a little mini.
Yeah.
mini
It's a pretty safe area
It's
too.
a pretty cool
Like,
area.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward
you see
to it.
You see more strollers outside than you do in that area than downtown. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
sure.
So
I still got to go pick one out.
More kid friendly. Yeah, no, that's good, bro. we're really happy for you. You have no idea how I feel because I told Alan. Alan
you lined them up. You lined them up, by the way.
Not me, my wife. But listen to this.
Same. That's the same.
Kind of. Okay, here we go. Single. I told him this. Single Alan is a damn liability. And so I told him that. I was like, bro, single Alan is a liability. So it's good that he's doing his thing. I'm just joking about that.
But it's true though. You have a pretty good point.
Yeah. You never know. I mean, maybe some girls get with him and they keep the condom. You know what I mean? You never know. I'm just saying, shit happens, right? Especially when you're doing good in life. There are those people who go after the vultures.
You got to be careful.
You have to be careful.
I never thought the day would come, but holy shit, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
it's a liability sometimes.
Yeah, it is totally
and I'm
liability.
gonna be honest with you. A lot of girls speaking like. They don't want to hustle. They don't want to grind. They just want someone to take care of them. And I think it's like
they want to be a trophy wife.
Yeah, they do.
And I've actually been offered that before. Like, hey, I want to be your trophy wife. What the fuck do I want a trophy wife for?
Yeah.
So I can look at you and go, man, you are beautiful.
Like, how much is that costing me today?
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Are we done?
I'm going to work. I'm going to go hang out. Like, I'm going to go work out. Like, I got shit to do. I don't have time to just look at you and have you just sit around. Come on now.
Yeah, terrible. Terrible way to live your life.
So that's one thing I love about Ceci.
Yeah.
Like, love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She works.
She's a good
grinder.
girl. I like her.
She's opening up a new location.
Oh, she is?
I didn't even tell you.
No.
Oh, well, they're expanding.
Yeah.
So the Hive, huge shout out to the Hive. I actually get my haircut there. And believe it or not, just a few months ago, me and her kind of went through a little break and I had to get a haircut. She's been my barber now, for what, last since we've been dating pretty much. Yeah. And she's figured out, how to do my hair to the point where I love the way she'll cut my hair. Like, I really do. I love it. And I went to somebody else, actually. It was like downtown right off of Broadway, I think it was. I think I paid like $100 a haircut. If it was worth it.
$100 for a haircut? Do you want me to give you a haircut?
It's actually pretty common.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It was,
why didn't you cut his hair?
Please. Crazy?
No?
Hell no. I'm done with that life. I'm so done with that life. That life is gone.
Did you ask him?
No,
Were you like Fernando?
He knows not to ask.
I know he's good, but it's like, no. That ship has sailed.
Yeah, no more.
But no, I like her. I like the way she'll cut my hair, though. But anyway, no, like, huge shout out. Like, I have never had a hairstylist or a barber, for example, that I actually love going to. And they do a really, really good job. So, dude, I love it. Like,
yeah. You know what Alan's tip is, right?
Ooh, wait.
I'm just saying.
You didn't have to throw that in there.
You see what I'm saying? That's a good tip to give your barber,
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, it's kind of true. And I don't even want to admit it, but I'm kind of admitting it. It's pretty true. Like,
there's your tip right there.
You got that? Okay, cool. I got you.
Yeah, I got you. There you go. That's a good tip.
Yeah.
Alan never gave me tips like that. What is it? Nope.
You need to use that a little more.
Cool, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's a couple good ones on there.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Oh, that's a good one too. That's how she makes Alan feel right there. There you go.
Oh yeah.
There we go. No, but that's good, and this is a good little update. We're happy that you're here. You're still grinding, and I did want to shout that out about you thinking about starting a team, potentially having people come and work with you, learning from you, learning how to market like you do. So that's good. If anybody's out there who's looking, give Jen a call.
Call me.
And that's our job is literally to have every agent start building a company within themselves and just start expanding.
Yep.
And that's our role to make sure that happens. Like, we're gonna do everything we can to get you to that next level.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how can I build? How can I get a team? How can I get a clothing line? How can I do this? How can I do that? How can I just expand?
Yeah,
that's what we're all about right now.
Well, it's thinking big. If you want to learn how to think big,
think big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like, come on now. Like, nobody's got time. Like, why is anybody wasting any time? Like, you're gonna live forever. Like, shit, you only get one chance in life. Like, shit, come on now.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Like, you have nothing to lose. What, you can always go back to your job working at Walmart, for example.
Yeah.
But especially if you're younger, it doesn't even matter when. Just risk it all. Like, you have nothing to fucking lose.
Yeah.
Like, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
You don't make that extra 20, 30 grand that you were planning on making that year so that you can go buy that cool car, for example. Put the work into yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally what we are all doing right now. We are all putting the work into ourselves, and we're all growing, and we're not stopping.
Yeah, what's that? I think that was the same guy. I think it was Robert Kiyosaki that said that. He said, no, I think it was Gary Vee. I love these guys. I
It's
always
Gary
listen to
Vee.
these guys.
It's Gary Vee.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm going to say.
Yeah,
listened to him today, actually.
I listened to that
what
one.
he said, so I didn't hear that one. I didn't click on that one.
Oh.
I was going to. I didn't click on it, right? But I heard this, and he said, he said, I was going to take a chance. He was in his 30s. He's like, and the chance was very risky, he said, but I knew that, like I wasn't like, oh my gosh, like, I need to have safety and security, and to make this risk. But he's like, I knew that taking a risk like this was okay, even in my 30s, because I was young enough to recover. And I think that people don't think about that. They don't think like, hey, you're still young, dude. Like, you can risk a lot right now. Like, there's time to recover, right? And if it's not, so be it, right?
Well, I think what it really comes down to is people's mindsets are so small, and it just mind boggles me where they're just like, oh my gosh, I need to pay my bills. What am I going to do? I'm like, yo, you could literally go make that much money in a month or like in 2 weeks. But people's mindset, they just don't know how to think outside the box.
Well, they have a limiting belief, I feel like.
It could be limiting belief. It could be like, I mean, come on, there's free resources everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it comes down to just you taking the initiative to put that work
Absolutely.
in. That's what it comes down to, you got to be able to put that work in.
Yeah.
And a lot, even in real estate too, you're not going to get paid your first few months. Or what are you going to do then? Are you going to quit after month 3 or 4, for example? Or are you going to just grind it out? Like, you got to eat shit for a while. You have to eat some shit.
Yeah.
But that'll make you who you are.
It's a process that you go through.
You have to go through it.
I talked to my wife about this, right? Because when she was opening her salon, she had she was having the kind of fears that you get when you go from being somebody who's like an employee to a self-employed person, right? Like, real estate agents were self-employed, right? And then you have your business owners, right? And this is the 4 quadrants that Robert Kiyosaki always talked about.
Yep.
But it's like there's steps, and in those steps, there's actually a lot of steps too, a lot. And it's up to you how long you want to take on those steps. Some people would be like, okay, well, I want to leave my job and become a full-time real estate agent, which is going from employee to self-employed, okay? But I want to make sure I have a certain amount of money before I do that. And so that step takes a very long time to jump, right? There's little steps in between. Those little ones are pretty funny. It's like how long you can let that fear consume you, right? You can be like, fuck it. I can just take a risk right now and say I'm done. Like, I'm quitting right now, and then I know that I might eat shit for a while, but I know that it's going to be shorter if I just say fuck the fear and I do it anyways, right? There's people who do that, which is awesome. But then there's the ones who take a long time, and they're like my wife. I saw her not doing that, but I could see her going down that road. So I had to like stop and talk to her about my experience when I was starting companies as a young kid. And I was like, everything's going to be scary at first. Like, you can't plan out everything. Like, you just have to go for it. If you overthink everything, thinking that you need another plan for every single step, it's going to stretch you out so much further. And the fear will never go away. You'll always be scared of something else. Where's the next client going to come from? How am I paying bills next month? I need 6 months of income in order to make it. Like, you don't. You just need to say, okay, I understand the fear, and I need to understand that I can take this risk right now, because if I fail, I have time to recover. I'm still young, right? So you have these 20 and 30-year-old people. Like, I'm in my 30s, dude. Like,
Yeah, we're all, what, 30?
30.
30?
yeah, I'm 33. Like,
33.
Dude, I could totally, if I was 60, if I was 70, like, to me in life, I don't care about the risk. I will take the risk.
Part of the fun.
Yeah.
I love it.
It is part of
I
the
love
fun.
the challenge.
I will take the risk,
I
and,
love the
and I'll make it
challenge, too.
happen. And one of those things is you got to make sure that you're thinking big enough where the reward is worth the risk, right? So I love how you said that. You said some people don't think big. A lot of people don't, right?
They don't.
Yeah, and that's good, because if they're around you, they're around people like us.
That's all we do here.
That's it.
We think big. We don't think small at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why everybody around us, we think extremely big. Like, it expands your mind. Like, holy shit. Like, our vision here is so huge that we are all part of that right now.
Yeah, we just hit our first year on the team.
Yeah.
And we're opening a brokerage.
Open up a brokerage.
Yeah, we're opening a brokerage. We're shopping for commercial locations right now. We have brokers we're interviewing right now. You know, if you have a broker, or if you're a broker and you have a license and you want to come and meet with the team and talk to us and see if it's a good fit, reach out, right? Like,
Future number one
Yeah.
The future of number one real estate brokerage here in Utah, UVO.
starting right now.
Yeah.
Yep, it is. It is. It's good.
And watch it. It's going to be fun to watch the whole thing play out because we're documenting everything.
Yeah.
We are going to be documenting everything. So year 2, 5, we can look back at it, but we're going to show
We'll be
exactly.
like, oh, look, Alan, he's a little baby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I come here with my little baby. Yeah. Imagine that.
That's it's very important to document your life.
Oh,
It is.
exactly.
Social
it's
media is so cool because
it's so
of that.
fun to be able to
Yeah.
look back through all your photos and videos like, oh, shit, like, wow, like, I can't believe I did that, or I can't believe, like, what I was thinking at that age or what I was doing, or it's just fun to be able to look back at it. That's why I love that we're documenting everything. We're literally documenting everything, and people can look at it years from down the road and learn from it or this and that. Like, I love what we're building and how much impact it's making all across the state, all across, the country. I feel like we're getting calls left and right, and opportunities are knocking on the door.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's good. So I'm happy that you're thinking about the next step because we talked about that. We talked
did.
about you a while ago. Hey, Jen, you have some good leadership qualities. I think that you have a lot of knowledge you can share and pass on. Of course, you want to be compensated, so you ever thought about starting a team? And we talked about that. And your response was, not right now because I'm hustling. I'm grinding. I want to focus on my business.
Yeah, I remember that.
But you know what it's like. You've been there. You've hustled. You focus on your business. You know what it's like, and you know how to teach people. And I think that you're getting close to being ready. So I'm happy that people are reaching out. That's like confirmation from the universe. Hey, Jen's putting it out there, and people are reaching out.
You can't blame them because they want to surround themselves with a top producing agent.
Absolutely.
Like Jen here is literally a top producing agent, like one of the top here in Utah, and people are attracted to that. Yeah. And you can't blame them. If somebody's killing it, I want to hang out. I want to hang around with the people that are killing it.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing that's making you successful? Because I want to do that too.
Yeah, I think for me, it's more of like, I'm just here to help people. I understand that like there's a grind behind it. So if you are interested in, learning and grinding and putting 110% in, like, let's go.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
That's good. That's good. And of course, we will be here to show you and guide you and help you however we can. And whatever you want to do.
I know. This is why I'm like, hey, I need help.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
and that's the point
sure.
of the brokerage, right?
Of
Because
course.
we have so many people that want to explore options within the real estate realm, right? And Alan and I, we have a team, right? And so we are doing them a disservice by just having a team and handing them off to a brokerage that we don't think would be, the best fit for them. And there's so many people that we know we have on the team, and even teams that know who we are, and teams reached out to bring their team under our team, which is kind of weird. And Alan and I are like, hey, it's better if we have a brokerage because it's better for them.
Exactly.
And they'll get the lifestyle, the culture, they'll understand the business, we'll teach them
They
the
can
marketing.
bring their whole team if they need to
Yeah.
as well. We'll have the full brokerage up and running.
Yep.
So that way you guys can leave your shitty brokerage wherever. I'm not shitty. I apologize.
No, you don't.
Well,
Stop lying.
Wherever you're unhappy
Yeah.
at,
Yeah.
get out of that, and we'll show you exactly, what UVO is all about.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I like it.
things are moving quick.
Yeah. I told you. Gotta think
I
big.
know.
Gotta go
Things are
fast.
It's
moving
March.
quick.
Come on now. Like, we
Yeah.
got shit to do.
Yeah. It's been a year already. That's
Yeah.
plenty of time. That's
For
it.
sure.
Yeah, make a move, right? So that's good. So, dude, thanks for coming by. I'm
Yeah, of
happy everything's
course.
going good.
Of course.
JFord Collection is
Yeah.
out. That's awesome.
I know.
Shout out. Is it J-Ford or JFord? Or
JFord.
JFordcollection.com.
Yep.
Right. And then you're on social media now too?
I'm on social media. I've got my website. Got everything.
Tell us, give you a plug. What is it?
Website JFordcollection.com. Instagram JFord.collection. Twitter JFordcollection.
And you're running all of them?
Yep. Facebook
Good.
JFord Collection. I'm on all of them. I manage all of them. It's been fun. It's been a fun journey. So
And you just started, it just popped
just-
off
yep.
like a month ago?
yep.
Yeah. So it's new. Awesome.
So-
So support your girl.
Yeah,
Pick up some
support your
J-Swag.
girl.
Sunglasses are coming out, right? What else coming out?
Sunglasses. We got crop tops, crop hoodies, spring collection. So windbreakers. It's like
Right in time for
I know.
springtime and
Time.
summertime.
Sick.
Yep.
There we go. Cool.
Get your
All right.
JFord collection.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank
Good
you.
job. All right. Thanks, Alan, for coming. Thanks for
course.
sharing the news. Alan's got a baby on the way. Looking for a house. Hey, if any of you guys out there have any good listings, give Alan a call. He might want to pick it up.
Let me know.
Awesome.
We're looking to move pretty soon here.
Perfect. Okay. See you guys later.
Thanks.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5